Hi everyone. I wanted to come on here and just go over the new trailer that came out from Mom Entertainment, and it's a Poppy Playtime Chapter 3. And I found it really interesting, kind of eerie, kind of creepy, just, just a little off-putting, so to speak. But I just watched it and I had a couple theories, or just a theory in itself, and it's going to be kind of medically induced, so bear with me. I'm going to just read off of a bunch of research, just scientific research and stuff that I came up with, and I wanted to share it with you and see what you think. Maybe am I kind of just reaching, or could it be possibility? Who knows? So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so when the beginning of the trailer, it starts off in a surgical suite, surgical theater. You see Braun being kind of there, lying there on the stretcher, and a surgeon doing, I'm assuming, surgery, right? She confirms this by stating that, an employee who worked there is dying and volunteered to be part of the research. Okay. And that kind of, gave me a little creepy vibes. And then you pan onto Braun's face, and nothing but his eyes are just glaring at you. It's like, whoosh. And that gave me a kind of a flashback to a RoboCop 2, exactly. And it's the villain Kane, when OCP is trying to, do all the robotic stuff, and I can't remember the lady's name, and I did my research, but I forgot to get her name. But pretty much Kane passes away. OCP takes over his body and surgically removes his brain, like his central nervous system, and transfers it into a kind of a tube. And the lady's talking to him while he's still alive in that tube. So that's what that Braun being on that table kind of reflected on itself, because it sounds weird to say it, but it's almost the same thing. Is that what they're doing? They're taking the man's brain and transferring it into the toy. Okay, so if I find a screenshot of it, maybe I'll post it up here or there, whoever. Maybe I'll just reference it down below. Who knows? But if I have time to edit it. Okay, so that's kind of what it dawned on me. Okay, and then the trailer continues where they put Braun into the kind of room with the other toys, and then they see something is wrong with him or off with him. Okay, we don't know yet. There are some theories out there. I believe I think one was maybe he was a bad person in the real world, even though it is the real world. Maybe he was possibly, I haven't heard this one yet, a bad person in the P word setting. Okay, maybe they sense that. Or this is my other theory too, is it's might be because he's an adult. And I know that one's a little bit reaching, but it just, if you see some of the toys might be children and they see an adult, again, it's kind of like adults versus kids. The kids don't like the adults because adults are the ones that did this to him. So they don't like that. So that's kind of what I thought. I was like, maybe, but again, it just made me think about that. Why would you not like another fellow toy? They got Toy Story, right? You want to be friends, is that Buzz Lightyear? No, it's not. It's somebody that you possibly know, but we don't know who it is exactly. We just know it's a former employee, a janitor, who I want to say might have had access to just about everything. So he probably knows what's going on in the company. So who knows, it just made me think about that. Then after that, they don't like him. Another toy, the toy in charge, this, pretty much just wants to destroy it. Okay, Braun. From that setting, you see the scene, Braun on the floor, blood all over, and possibly kissy missy, because you do see pink, and then the glove, like the yellow, I say glove, but it's like the yellow on her hand, kind of running away. And of course they grab him. Braun is back in the surgery suite, and the doctor is explaining what happened. Like, oh, they said something was wrong, and they pretty much, this almost murdered him, to say the least, right? And she lists off what was missing, okay? And that's kind of where I want to discuss, because that kind of also brought some like points of my old medical knowledge, basic medical knowledge, okay? I had to research this, okay? But she said first, the larynx, okay? What does the larynx do exactly? It's your voice box, okay? You need that to talk, okay? So your larynx is connected to your, it's a tube to your lungs, helps you talk and breathe and everything like that. So that's kind of weird, right? So that's larynx. It was removed. And again, keyword removed, okay? It wasn't damaged, it was removed. And that's what she said. The next thing was the thyroid. Okay, this is where I kind of skidded off to a different part, where it brings back another character. The thyroid is a gland that produces hormones that regulates the body's metabolic rate, growth, and development. It plays a role in controlling the heart, muscle, digestive function, brain development, and bone maintenance. Okay, so you follow? So that's where it kind of was like, wait, what? Same thing, because it's a hormone. The thyroid hormones play an important role in bone mineral homeostasis and bone density. So I had to Google what homeostasis meant, just to make sure. Homeostasis. Okay, what is in simple terms? Let's just do that. A state of balance among all the body systems needed for the body to survive and function correctly. Get it? All right, so you need thyroid to continue to regulate and produce chemicals in your body to help with your brain, your heart, bone, everything, right? And then it dawned on me, I'm like, wait, can the thyroid help to create bones? Like it produce, bones. And it does. It can cause the bones to be formed, okay? And I think it even stated in there that it will help with it. What is the relationship between thyroid and bone? And it's pretty much, it states that yes, can thyroid create bones? Yes. Thyroid hormones are required for skeletal development and establishment of peak bone mass. Okay, so it needs that in order to produce bone. Okay, the bone structure. And that made me think of who for the prototype, Project 1006. Okay, so it makes sense that the prototype is the one that removed the larynx and the thyroid. It just makes sense. You remember in chapter 2, after Poppy, passed away, died, the prototype grabbed Poppy, he used his Freddy Krueger hand to grab her so that he could use her body, like whatever body parts he wanted to use. So now it makes sense why Braun's larynx and thyroid were removed. Because the prototype has bone structure. It doesn't have like skin, but it needs possibly more. Because it seems like it's just a mass of some kind, or maybe it's missing something. And the scientists even praised it because of how smart and advanced it was. But maybe they were trying to destroy it. Maybe they were putting it in a box or container or something. They did something possibly to stop it from advancing even further. Okay, so now it's mad and it's trying to kill everybody to gain more strength, gain more muscle, gain more bone, gain more brain development, and make himself or itself a much bigger kind of structure. Okay, that way he can get released and cause havoc amongst the world, possibly employees, who knows. Okay, so that's kind of what kind of dawned, like, whoa, that has to be the prototype that killed Braun and needed the body parts in order to make himself much more stronger. Okay, yeah, he needs to drink his milk, right? So where he's gonna get that? From other humans. That makes perfect sense. And why he probably, destroys the other toys that come into play. I don't want to say play, but come into the toy factory. Okay, and then you see Braun now is in his little cell by himself, living in perpetual eternity, okay? That is so sad, okay? And that reminded me of the Black Mirror episode. It's a Black Museum. Monkey needs a hug. Monkey needs a hug, where the husband transfers his wife's consciousness into his brain, and he meets, she's passed away, of course, and that's why he transferred her consciousness into his brain. But now he wants to move on. He found somebody else. What does he do? He transfers his wife's brain to a monkey, a stuffed toy that his son, I think it's son or daughter, has. And the only two things that the monkey says is, what was it? I have it out here. Monkey loves you, and monkey needs a hug. Just those two sentences is creepy in itself. So it just made me think of Braun just sitting there, not able to even say anything on top of that, because he has no voice box, no nothing. And he's a toy. He can't sign language. Sorry, I didn't mean to make fun of sign language, but he can't do anything. It's crazy, So it just made me think of a couple movies, or a movie and the Black Mirror episode, and then the whole aspect of the prototype removing body parts to continue forming itself, So I don't know. That's just my theory. That's what I'm thinking. That's what's going on with that little trailer. All right, let me know if you think I'm crazy or I'm just reaching. I could be right. Who knows? But yeah, at Mob Entertainment, Poppy Playtime. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? All right. Bye, everyone.